Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to our page. I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, we talk about our lives as foreigners living in Germany. We share update, talk about output and integration. Please do more to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Learning with Gifted Grace. The link's in my bio. Now, one of you left this comment here. Now, gender is my biggest challenge. First of all, let me tell you something that you are not alone. This is one of the biggest challenges for almost everyone learning German. Even people who have lived in Germany for many, many years still stop to think, is it there, the or that? So please do not feel discouraged. Now, let me ask you a question. Imagine you walk into a room and you see a table. In English, it is easy. You simply say the table. Then you see a book and you say the book. Then you see a door and you say the door. Very simple, right? But when you start learning German, everything suddenly changes. The table is der Tisch. The book is das Buch. The door is die Tür. This is usually the moment every German learner asks. But why? A table is not a man, a door is not a woman, and a book is not a baby. The answer is actually much simpler than many people think. These are grammatical genders, not real life genders. It doesn't mean a table is male or that a door is female. It simply means that every noun in German belongs to one of three grammatical groups. But this is where I want you to change the way you think about German. Instead of thinking about boys, girls, and babies, imagine Germany has three houses. Every now has its own house. The first house is called der, the second house is called die, and the third house is called das. Every time you learn a new noun, that noun already has a home. For example, der Tisch lives in the der house, die Tür lives in the Tür house, and das Buch lives in the das house. You don't decide which house the noun belongs to. The noun already has its own house, and your job is simply to remember where it lives. Now, here is one of the biggest mistakes many learners make. They learn vocabulary like this: Buch, Tisch, Tür, house. Then later, they struggle to remember the correct article. Instead, always learn the article together with the noun because this makes it easy for you to memorize. So instead, you have to learn das Buch, the Tür. Think of the article as part of the word, or even better, think of it as its own noun's first name. You wouldn't call someone only Smith if their full name is John Smith. In the same way, you don't only learn Buch, you learn das Buch. Don't learn only Auto, you learn das Auto. Don't only learn Hund, you learn the Hund. Don't only learn Katze, you learn die Katze. Never separate the article from the noun because they belong together. Now, here's another trick that helps many learners. Instead of making one long vocabulary list, group your words by their house. Make one list for their words, make one list for the D words, and another list for the das words. After some time, your brain will start recognizing patterns naturally. Speaking of patterns, although there isn't one magic rule for every noun, there are some useful clues that I could give you, and hopefully that will ease in your learning of articles. For example, many words ending in ung are feminine. For example, die Zeitung and die Wohnung. Many words ending in shen are neutral. For example, das Mädchen, right? Or even das Brötchen. And many nouns ending with er, which is er, especially professions, are masculine. For example, der Lehrer. These rules won't work for every single word, that's true, but they will help you with many vocabulary words. Another mistake many learners make is trying to memorize 50 or even 100 new words in one day. Please don't do that. Instead, learn 5 to 10 new nouns every day, but learn them correctly with their articles. Remember, quality is much more than quantity. Now, here is something that should encourage you. Even Germans sometimes make mistakes with difficult noun genders. So if you accidentally say der instead of die or das instead of der. Don't think you're a bad learner. Yes, it is important to learn the correct article, but don't let the fear of making mistakes stop you from speaking. Most of the time, people will still understand what you mean. Remember this: learning noun genders is not about having a perfect memory, it's about building a habit. Every single time you learn a new noun, learn its little partner too. Learn the Hund, learn the Katze, learn die Wohnung, learn das Auto, learn das Mädchen. The more you hear them, read them, write them, and speak them, the more natural they become. So don't ask yourself, why is it there, the or that? Instead, ask yourself, which house does this live in? That one small change in thinking can make one of the hardest parts of German feel much easier. So if now genders are your biggest challenge, don't give up. You are facing the same challenge as millions of German leaders around the world. Be patient with yourself, keep practicing every day, and little by little, there, the, and das will stop feeling confusing and start becoming natural. You can follow for more simple German explanation, for us to talk, motivate ourselves, and give us updates. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video. Bye.